Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is Simon with AvaTrade. We're starting our weekly webinar. Apologize for a little bit of low level of my energy. I'm not feeling that great, so I'm trying to do my best and deliver as much as I can. For new people, special welcome to you. The webinar mapping out your week ahead. What we're trying to do here is create a plan, a structure for the upcoming week. And as I like to quote traders when they say you plan your trade and then you trade your plan. And that's the whole idea of structure, of planning ahead of time and getting your actions in a more organized way. Few things about myself. My name is Simon Friedman. I'm a senior account manager with AvaTrade. I've been trading and involved in trading for almost 25 years now. I started in June of 2000 as a prop trader in New York City. And after doing that for about 11 years, I moved into, I like to call it, less stressful environment. I continue to trade and mentor other traders and educate. And I'm very happy that I have this great opportunity to be assisting our customers at AvaTrade. So the agenda of the webinars, usually we talk about indices, stocks, commodities, and Forex. I'll present to you some slides with articles and some important information for the week, including the economic calendar and some winners and losers that we'll take a look at the charts later. So on the charts, we'll take a look at the technical part of the market and try to see what's been happening and what's awaiting for us for the upcoming week potentially. Risk warning, everything we do here is purely educational. You can find a full statement at avatrade.com website. Social media channels, please feel free to follow us on Telegram, X, and YouTube. As I always say, YouTube is my favorite. It's being updated on a daily basis with a lot of information, including educational material, tutorials, and the webinars, including this one. The webinars are being recorded and posted. So if you stress about missing the webinar, don't. You can always find it on the YouTube channel and watch it whenever you can. If you are watching this on YouTube, please click subscribe, click on that bell to be notified. And of course, if you do like it, don't forget to click on that like button. That's it pretty much. So before going into the details, it's been quite a week. We had Feds, we had interest rate decision from UK, which was changed as expected by quarter percentage. The US Feds, they kept the rates the same way, and their concern now is about, continues to be about inflation, and they're focusing now on a possible increase in unemployment related to the policy changes, especially with the new tariffs. Also, as we speak, over the weekend, we had a meeting, the US and Chinese officials in Geneva in Switzerland. I'll show you a slide related to that. And I think today they are scheduled to continue that meeting and working on that tariff improvement deal. Okay, so a few articles here. The Magnificent Seven are back in the stock market's driver's seat, but are they still a buy? And you can find this article at marketwatch.com, and it gives you analysis there on specific stocks. So, you know, the list of Magnificent Seven: Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, and Tesla. We'll take a look at them actually when we get to the charts, just to see how they are looking. Now, the Feds, this sort of also article from marketwatch.com. Let's just read it together really quick. Federal Reserve officials backed Chair Jerome Powell's wait and see message on Friday, signaling they won't rush to respond to the inflationary impact of President Donald Trump's so-called Liberation Day tariffs, even as the price pressure mounts. The Fed held interest rates steady on Wednesday with the benchmark rate between 4.25 to 4.5%. In the press conference following the policy announcements, Powell used some iterations in the word wait more than 20 times. But when will the Fed stop waiting and start seeing? It might be a while. Speaking Friday at the Hoover Monetary Policy Conference at Stanford University, policymakers echoed Powell's call for patience, saying the central bank needs more clarity on how the tariffs will ripple through the economy before adjusting interest rates. This is about the upcoming meeting, which already happened. This is the article from the 10th of May. And this is the fresh one. I was actually looking for some results. This is something that came up from The Guardian. And it says here, Trump claims total reset in US-China trade relations after tariff talks in Geneva. US President praised very good discussions as top US and Chinese officials meet over trade war triggered by Trump's tariff blitz. And it says right here, Donald Trump has hailed the total reset. Okay, we read that. The US president praised the very good discussions and deemed them a total reset negotiation in friendly but constructive manner. We want to see for the good of both China and US an opening up of China to American business. He posted on his Truth Social platform early on Sunday, adding, great progress made. He did not elaborate on the progress. And it says right here earlier, top US and Chinese officials wrapped up the first day of talks in the Swiss city aimed at de-escalating tensions that threatened to hammer the global economy. I'm a little slow today, as I said, that threatened to hammer the global economy. Negotiations were expected to continue on Sunday, a source close to discussion said. So I guess we're going to hear more things. And more than that, of course, we're going to see some reaction to the markets when we do open, I guess, Sunday evening, Monday morning, wherever you are. So definitely, according to this, we might hear some positive outcomes on the negotiations. Now, going to Feds, on deck, we have the 18th of June meeting. As of now, the percentage of probability of the interest cut is still low. It's 17.2%. And of course, the 82%, almost 89% that it's staying the same. So we'll be watching that progress. Now, economic calendar, before I go into it, just very important to mention the importance of this, especially to new people. You can find this information on our web trader or the app, or just Google it. There's a lot of providers of this information. This is public information available to everyone. What I do here, I take out the high impact events only. As you could see, it's in red. And the times here that I have is GMT times. All right, you can look through it. You can browse and filter whatever it's relevant to your trading so you can pick it up. Tuesday, we have employment data from UK, CPI numbers, important inflation numbers from US on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have CPI numbers from Germany, employment data from Australia on Thursday, GDP numbers from UK, also GDP numbers from European Union, and PPI numbers from the US, followed by the retail numbers and Powell's speech on Thursday as well. Friday, we have the inflation expectations from New Zealand, and we're closing the week with the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index. So these are just the most important events, as I said. Please take a look on the economic calendar and choose whatever is relevant to your own trading. As a tradition, we choose the winners and losers. This time is just commodities with the high numbers, both winning and losing. We'll take a look at them also individually when we get to the charts. So in commodities, on the upside for the week, these are the weekly changes. Crude oil up 4.75, gasoline up 4.5%, natural gas up 4.3, as you could see. Heating oil almost 4%. So the energy sector and the futures are strong for the past week. Cocoa up 3.6, sugar 3.6. Metals are up as well. You have platinum 3.5, palladium 3.4, and gold up 2.65%. To the downside, the grains are not looking that strong. Corn down 4.1%, wheat 4.05, and cotton down 2.47%. I just thought about maybe cotton has something to do with China and the slowing with the tariffs. Just my thoughts here. Okay. All right. Now we're going to move to the platform and take a look from the technical point. So we'll start with indices. Nikkei it's been strong, nice recovery since the reaction to tariffs, and it is continuing. And we came to the level of possible resistance here. This is where we had a drop started that was back at the end of March. As you could see here, this was on Thursday, the 8th of May. We had a nice move to the upside, strong candle, and flat day on Friday, right around that level. So we'll see how this week. Again, the main focus, very, very important. I mean, we can do as much as we can in the technical analysis here, trying to see which way we might go. But a lot of it depends now on the results of these talks, as US and China affecting pretty much a lot of things. And if we see some improvements on tariffs, that would bring some ease to this penning on the market, which already kind of recovered a little bit. But some good news would actually help the markets possibly move higher from here. So again, what we do here, we just take a look at technicals, but we don't know the outcome of the meeting, as today there's a second day of negotiation, and we'll see how things will play out. It brings us to China, slowly recovering as well. Both Thursday and Friday we had a nice day to the upside. We are, again, in this channel. They've been talking for many months, at least many weeks, between 12,850 and 13,720. We are a little bit closer to the top, but around in the middle of the channel. Again, let's see how negotiations will play and what we're going to hear after the weekend. S&Ps. By the way, in S&P, so far we had about 450 out of 500 companies reported. And I have these numbers here for you from the fact set. 78% of S&P 500 company reported better than expected earnings. Here we go. And that's actually above 5-year average of 77%. And the report continues here. What really matters this quarter, though, that the outlook the company represent, and actually in the outlook, there also been improvement as well. Companies offered better than expected outlook for the current quarter is higher than usual. In fact, again, this is according to FactSet. Out of 75 forecasts, 45 have been positive versus 5-year average of 43%. So on both results and the outlooks, the company is actually reporting better than average results, which is also encouraging here, right? So that's on S&Ps. As you could see, we come to this level of 57.22. There was a support back in November. Then we came back, we played with this number a lot. This spike before falling was around that level as well, the beginning of April. So it looks like we really cautiously trying to test that level. We did it on the 2nd of May, closed almost at that level, then a little consolidation, and then another attempt on Thursday with the tail breaking above. And Friday, it was a positive day, but not around that level. So we'll be watching that level 57.22 on the chart. NASDAQ, similar ideas. You could see we come with testing this current level, and that's, I think this candle of the 2nd of May should be our indication. Should we break through it, we might continue higher and possibly retesting this March 25th, 26th level. Again, a lot of it will depend on the outcome of the negotiation, I believe. That's on NASDAQ. Dow Jones, similar situation here, as you could see. Also tail on Thursday. They came right back and actually ended up down on Friday. Now we'll take a look later at United Health company. It's a big part of Dow Jones, and it's affecting it, and the stock's been beaten up pretty badly. So we'll take a look at it shortly. The small caps slowly coming out of this huge sell-off here. We are at 20,031, closing above the 50 moving average, right? Pretty much in between a 50 and 100 moving average here. German DAX, we are, if you remember last week, we said we tried to approach it all-time high. We're getting very close to it. The all-time high, let's take a look at the weekly chart really quick. The all-time high mark, which didn't really hold long, but the high was 23,736.5. So we are slowly pushing towards that level on DAX. It looks very strong. UK index, nice recovery as well. We are trading at 85.41.5. It looks like we did close this gap, and now we see what's happening here. We might be retesting this level 84.86. That was the level of support, and then we broke through it. It became a resistance for a while, and then this past week we broke through it. So we might be establishing a new support here should we try to go higher. So that's on the UK index. Moving into individual stocks. We start with Magnificent Seven. Let's see how they actually feel here. You know, Apple and Google both, they are being affected by a few things. The Department of Justice is really drilling Google, and Apple is being affected as well. They're digging into this 20 billion deal that Google is paying Apple for being their search engine of choice. Also, the AI is slowly taking over. If you read, there are a lot of articles there that there's a concern about Google's search engine as more and more people turning into AI for information. So both Apple and Google has been down pretty much. As you could see here, the past few days we in red on Apple. Google had a big drop here, and it's been a choppy trading here. But here Wednesday we dropped and we are down. If you take a look on the weekly chart, it doesn't look that strong, right? There was a sell-off, then a small reaction, and then this past week it was a strong move to the downside. So we'll probably follow up the outcome of Department of Justice with that case that they have against Google. Microsoft, as I said last week, it moved to #1. I didn't check the market cap today, but as of last Friday, it was 3.24 billion. I remember, sorry, trillion, as I remember. Microsoft looks very nice here. After the gap up, we are holding that gains. Amazon, it is struggling with this current level here around 191, 192. And this was the level of the first bounce on that 90-day hold on tariffs, as you could see. Meta had a nice move to the upside with few gaps. Thursday and Friday were the red day here. And as you could see here, something that catches an eye. Doesn't mean it's true, but as you know, a lot of major analysts are paying attention to this. The 50-day moving average is below 200 moving average, which they call it a dead cross, which is potentially could mean a selling signal here. So that's on Meta. And Tesla is trying to break out of 300 here. We had a few days towards the end of the week with gaps. We did hit high of 678 and then retraced. So that $300 mark is on deck. We're trying to work it out here. And I'm going to bring the MT5 for NVIDIA. NVIDIA stock, as we mentioned, I think last week, some analysts said that NVIDIA and in general, the AI business has a big future. And as you could see, slowly, NVIDIA is starting to make actually higher lows and higher highs here. We are above the 50-day moving average here, and we're above the 115 key level, which was tested a few times. So we'll continue watching NVIDIA. And I want to bring to your attention, as I mentioned, the United Health. The stock is not doing that great. If you remember, there was a lot of bad things. The CEO got killed. Then the numbers didn't really look good. And with the changes in the healthcare of Trump and so on, everybody was concerned. We had the sell-off, then we came back, and this was a big gap to the downside, and we continue. So we lost a lot of volume from around $600 a share. We're currently trading at around 380. And if you zoom out, take a look, a very drastic in the last 2 months been for United Health. It looks like we did pass this previous support here on the monthly chart from October 2021. So we're in almost 4-year-old territory. And that affects the reason I brought this company, it affects Dow Jones as it's a big part of it. Disney had good earnings, and also they announced some good news. They're building the theme park in Abu Dhabi, and that gave a nice boost here with the earnings and the good news here where the gap up and continuation Disney. I'm sure the shareholders are celebrating now. Disney's been in a downtrend for a long time, and now it shows a lot of positive energy here. So that's on Disney with the earnings and the plans on building the new park in Abu Dhabi, Middle East. The banks also holding very nicely since this last recovery. We have this double, triple tops here, kind of stalling at these levels. This is Goldman at around 566. JP Morgan, same thing. These current levels, as you realized, not only indices but also individual stocks here, we kind of on pause here, trying to break through but having a hard time, not selling either. So market is expecting something. Like I said, it could be these negotiations that are going to make it or break it. The markets, Bank of America, the same thing. So the stocks, as you see, the bank stocks are sitting in those resistant levels, waiting for what's next. Let's move to commodities, and we'll go through those winners and losers one by one. Crude oil been selling off so far. As you could see here, we are making a lower highs, that's for sure. We draw this trend line here. And this past week, it came to life. We closed above $61. And for the week, crude oil was up 4.75%. Now, what's next? We might continue higher here. And if we do, this level here must be our next, or might be our next stop or checkpoint around $64, $65. Also, we have on the way the 50-day moving average. That's on crude oil. Gasoline, as we said, the whole energy futures sector is up. Gasoline also is retesting already here the 50-day moving average. We are above the 200, which is strong. We are starting to make at least higher lows here. So if we are moving above the previous high here of 213, we technically could be turning the tables and showing some uptrend here on gasoline. Natural gas as well. As we spoke about, it's not an easy instrument to trade, but it has some moves. Here we go. Since going below $3 that we discussed, with the new contract coming in, we've been moving higher, closing at what is that, 378? Above all three moving averages, 250 and 100. We are holding this level, this current level here around 375. That was a key level. We had a lot of action, supports and resistance changing hands. So let's see if we're holding here, we might actually have another leg to the upside. As you could see here, nice move to the upside, consolidation and continuation, with the Friday being a very strong day for natural gas. Heating oil is next. It's been super weak, as you could see, zigzagging to the downside. A lot of accumulation here, failed move to the upside, retesting the bottom, and now popping up again. Double bottom here. If we continue high, we might retest the 50-day moving average here. And let's just try something. Connect the previous tops. That creates a trend line that we might be testing as well. So that's on heating oil. Going to cocoa, old story with cocoa, if you remember, of course, with all the physical shortage of cocoa in Western Africa. We had a lot of actions. Take a look at the weekly chart. The initial move was very strong, and then we were zigzagging, coming to establish a strong support around 7,000 that we made. From there, all-time high, and then slowly we came back, establishing a new support around 77, 7,800 on cocoa. And here we start making higher lows here, and we still have a resistance from the double top here. The last time we tested it, April 25th. And the number is 94.81. That's the level there. So cocoa up this week, 3.64%. Next one is sugar. Also, it's been weak, as you could see, zigzagging down with the lower highs, lower lows, trying to pop up here. 2 consecutive days, Thursday and Friday, on sugar, gaining 3.6% for the week. Let's see on the weekly chart. A lot of accumulation here and shooting up. Accumulation shooting up. Not clear what we're having here. We had a week down. I've recovered 3/4 of that move. We could go either way pretty much. And if we are going higher, we'll be retesting the closest resistance. And if we're going lower, the closest support. That's on sugar. Going to metals. Platinum is trying to break out. A lot of actions here. Take a look at the weekly chart. It looks like we are in this channel here between 925 and 1044. A lot of tails. As you know, market's not easy. How to trade these tails. Some scalpers might like it. We are breaking through the previous resistance, looks like it. Closing a little bit shy of 1,000, 999.6. Let's see how platinum will work out in the upcoming week. Palladium, I had a lot of accumulations here within the channel. This was on the 6th, nice move up, and we're holding to the top of that range. Let's see, we are struggling with breaking through the 200-day moving average here on Palladium. And if we manage to do that, we have another checkpoint here from beginning of April, 1008.20. And of course, everyone's favorite gold, safe haven. It's very tricky here, right? If we should get some good news for the markets from the trade negotiation, we might see the equity markets moving higher, and that would potentially cause the gold to move lower. A lot of accumulation here so far. We just made a lower high from the previous one. That just shows that traders are turning into a risk on, and we did see the advance in the market. So we kind of in the middle. And again, I don't want to repeat a million times, but the trade negotiation is very crucial at this point. So on gold, we can go retest the highs, or we can just decide that it's time to go for some profit taking. Anything is possible. We are way above all the 3 moving averages. So if we choose to come in or go south, we might actually go and start testing them. Corn, wheat, and cotton on the downside. Corn has been selling clearly here, made a lower high here, and we are multiple times testing this level here, right? This was the first stop, March 4th. The low was 442.25. We did it again, March 28th. That followed with a nice attempt to move higher, breaking the previous highs here. And now we just tested it again on Thursday. The question is, will this level hold? And it's right currently on the 200-day moving average here, and that's corn. If you look at the big picture, we tried to break, we actually break on the weekly chart through the previous high, and now we testing and holding very strongly here at 442. So it could be accumulation. It could be the buyers are coming in here, and we might see the move to the upside. We also, of course, there's always the opposite scenario where we finally break through this level and start building resistance. Everything is possible. So that's on corn. Next one is wheat. Doesn't look strong at all. There was a lot of accumulation in this channel. 428 to 443, sorry, 528 to 543. We just broke on Friday below with the solid candle closing pretty much at the lows. That's not a strong sign. That's not a strong sign. If we continue lower, we have a point of reference here at 517.25. We were at that level on 28th of March. And the last one is cotton. A lot of zigzagging going on. You could see where they move up and then we erase it within a week almost, sitting on a 50-day moving average here. But over here, it doesn't look that weak, as we have pretty much higher lows all the way. So let's see what cotton will show us. Again, I think if this is China related, which could be, a lot of cotton products being made in China. These are just my thoughts. So if we have some positive outcome of the weekend negotiation, we might see actually continuation to the upside on cotton. All right, that concludes the commodities. Let's move to FX really quick. We start with dollar index. Dollar index had the 3 consecutive weeks to the upside. Nothing to be proud of. There was a big sell-off here, and this slow moves to the upside gradually. But 3 weeks, we actually sustained the positive level here. So let's see what's next. We are above the previous strong support where we had actually 3 weeks attempt to break lower, and then we made a high here. So we could be building for that move to the upside. Again, the same word, tariffs. Let's see what we hear from there. On the daily chart, as you could see, a tight accumulation here on the tight area. And we had Thursday move to the upside, Friday, red day. Euro dollar is just the opposite, the mirror image of that. On the euro dollar, by the way, we are coming to retest important levels here. You could see this was the previous sell-off that lasted for quite a few weeks. We just broke below that level, below 12 here to be precise. The high here was 112.75. We closed below that level. So let's see what happens there. Pound didn't do much. That rate cut from the Bank of England was expected, so it didn't cause a lot of moves, right? So you could see here, we're still having resistance in the pound from September of 2024. This is the weekly chart here, right? Look at the daily chart. We had a double top here. We continue sliding slowly to the downside. Now, 2 specific things that I saw interesting level at, that's euro pound. We come to the level with a lot of actions here, and that was back in January. So we came to that level, just broke below 50-day moving average, and we are testing this level here. So of course, if we do break it and start building some price action on the resistance side, we might see continuation to the downside. And if we hold it strongly and start building a strong support, we might have a continuation to the upside after this recent sell-off. That's one. And the other one is Euro Yen, also the level that caught my eye. We are at the very significant level here, around 154. So you could see here, after a failed attempt higher, we sold strongly here. Then we had a brief move above, and after a few sessions, we went straight below it again, failed to move above again, and then another big sell-off, which ended up at a lower low from the previous one, and that was January 24th. Then another tail on 18th of March, another tail on April 2nd, another failed attempt to hold above it. So 164, a strong level. It looks like we're having a hard time breaking through it, or we might break it. Also, we have a 50-day moving average above 200, which is a golden cross, right? The opposite of the dead cross, which is a positive thing. So it could be that we might break this level and continue higher. And that opens, you see on the weekly chart, it looks much clearer, right? The channel is very clear between 157.56 and 164. We are trying a lot of actions toward the top of this channel and this 164 level. So definitely worth watching. I mean, ideally for buyers, we want to see a move above it, then retest of this level, building up support and continuation to the upside. If that happens, the buyers will be happy. And of course, for the sellers, they're hoping that we're not breaking this level again and eventually we'll come to the bottom of the channel. So that's on Euro yen. Canadian dollar also caught my attention. You would think if the oil is moving higher, it's actually, you would see the move of Canadian dollar higher. But here, the US dollar actually in the past 3 sessions had to move up against the Canadian dollar after settling here around 138 level. So that's on CAD. Let's see what happens. Also, as you could see here, maybe everybody got spooked by this. Actually, no, it works in the favor of Canadian. So USD CAD here, that cross again. Again, like I said, this is just something that those big shot technical analysis on TVs are talking about. So that's just something that I see and I share with you. So 50-day moving average below 200, that cross negative for this pair, right? Let's see how that works. USD Swiss, slowly after initial move, a strong move to the upside here, we are holding that move, so we might continue actually to the upside. Dollar yen also will start making high lows and high highs, which is also very, very interesting. And of course, with China, we should be watching copper, oil, and Aussie and New Zealand dollars, right? Here we go. A lot of consolidation here, move to the upside, followed by reversal here, back below 200 moving average. A lot of accumulation. Let's see if this juice, this energy would help Australian dollar to continue higher. You could see it was a nice recovery and a lot of consolidation above this initial move. So that's a strong sign. New Zealand dollar, similar idea. A nice recovery here. Of course, a lot of it to do with the weakness of US dollar that happened, right, with tariffs and everything else. And then we came below, above again, this key level of 0.59, and then we're closing below that level again, but we are above all the moving average. And here you see 50-day moving average is slowly approaching the 200. When they cross, we're officially in the golden cross, which, like I said, potentially could give another reason for buyers to enter. Okay, and of course, dessert, Bitcoin. I'm sure the holders are very happy. There was a lot of pessimism, a lot of moves up and down. We are above the significant key level of 100K. Currently, we're trading around 104.5. Nice move above all moving averages here, above a lot of consolidation areas. Let's see what happens from here. The weekly chart, it looks very strong. Like I said, the buyers or the holders are very happy here. XRP also had a nice move. We still held the $2 level. Briefly went below. This is the daily chart, just a little history. And we are above all the moving averages here, 250 and 100. Today, we're kind of giving away some of the yesterday's profit, but we're still at 237. So positive move on cryptocurrencies here. All right. So let's just summarize what we spoke about. Again, don't forget about the social media, subscribe, click on likes, write your comments, and so on. We'll be happy to hear from you. So big week. I think the highlight of the week will be the outcome of the negotiations that are going on. We could say as we speak. So we had one day of negotiations on Saturday. Today's Sunday is the second day. It's taking place in Switzerland between US and Chinese officials. We have a few events that we went through. I don't want to repeat myself. Please access the economic calendar and make it your practice to know things ahead of time. We still have a few companies reporting. As we said, most of the S&P 500 companies already reported, 450 out of 500, most of them good reports. We'll be continue watching Apple and Google for that development on the search engine and Department of Justice actions. We want to watch also the UNH stock, United Health, see how it does. We went through commodities that had huge moves last week. Sometimes they tend to reverse, sometimes they continue. It's important to watch them. So again, hopefully we'll hear some good news from the tariffs negotiation. I want to wish everyone a good weekend. Enjoy it, spend some good time, quality time with your families, and prepare yourself for the upcoming week. It's going to be a lot of actions. Have a wonderful and successful week. All the best.